Good morning, YouTube. This is man already George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Anyway, this is one of my another comparison, and this is my part of my flex and sex appeal, and this is the Classic Connect edition. And I picked two ladies who might not be as well known, but they are very attractive women and great representation of women from Canada. Now, here we have one Miss Julia Bourassa, if I got her name right, Bourassa, and one Miss Fabiola Boulanger, Boulanger, if I get, so, these names are very French, some with, I think Julia's name is close to a little bit of Italian, I think, and Julia's, Fabiola is a little bit more French and Orient, Boulanger, but they were at one point in their careers, they were professional bodybuilders from France, from Canada. As you know, Canada has a very mixed culture, being that it's a territory. Once there was some parts of its territory French, it's a territory of Great Britain. It's just a mixed culture. It is, and these are women who are considered a combination of flex and sex appeal. Very attractive, great muscle development, and they had a good career. With Julia, she didn't get as far as she could in her career. There was because of her injury, kind of stopped her. And with Fabiola, she got good far, but then she made a kind of a detour when she turned pro. And I picked these ladies because they have a certain look to them. They're very attractive women in their own right, and I think they have amazing physiques. I mean, these type of women that don't get much attention, they often get, they get forgotten because, like I said again, there's so many competitors, that get so much of the highlights. It gets a lot of the news attention. You can find a lot of stuff about these ladies you go on, YouTube, and you can Google them. They're all over the place. I know I have a lot of guys who are asking, how you get this information? Well, all you gotta do is Google. You can find, I'm on YouTube quite a lot. You can find interviews they've done, and there's so much information out there. So we can get started. Now, what we have here is a nice little starting pose. And you can really tell the difference between their physiques in a way. I think Julie's a little bit more, she's a little thicker, she's a little bit more the atypical female bodybuilding type. And Fabiola, she's a lot leaner. She has more of the aesthetics that the judges are looking for, and she has a look to her. But they both have great physiques. I think they are both, just amazing women, very attractive women in their own set. And I think they compete at different points in their career, but I'm not sure they never really competed at the same shows. But they both were heavyweights, in their as they were competing as amateurs. And when you're amateur, you have to pick what division you're going to be in before you hit pro. When you hit pro, there's no more weight classes. Now here we have a front double, and most definitely Julie takes it right here. Julie is just massive and a great physique. I mean, amazing. I mean, Fabulo's not no slouch here, but Julie, this is pure female beef. And I'm a fan. I think I'm a fan of the mass muscle chicks. Like my man AJ, he goes crazy, like, oh yeah, the freaky chicks. And here we have a front lat spread. And once again, I have to go with Julie. Fabiola looks pretty good. I mean, I think like I said, she's more, like I said, close to a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. I think the judges like her. But I think if I go if I'm more biased, I think I go with Julie. Now here we have the side chest, and as you often I said this is where you really have to look at the detail of the pectoral development, and you see the development up around the shoulders and then the biceps, and I think I might get a slight edge to Fabiola here. I mean, her chest is much more, you can see the separation, the striation of her chest is much more developed compared to Julie. Julie looks pretty good. She has good size, but I think here, Fabiola is more aesthetically pleasing, and that's why she did pretty good for her career. Here we have is the rear lat spread, even though that Julie has the size, Fabiola has more of the overall aesthetics. I mean, just look at the back. I mean, look how well, just how everything's popping. I mean, you can see how, it's how more vascular, how more deep the muscle is compared to Julie, who's a little bit more softer. I mean, maybe there's a few things she probably could have critiqued if she could have, and maybe she would have done better in her career, and she probably would have got as far. And here we have another. This is a rear double. And here I have to go with Julie on this one. I think something about when you do the rear double, you can able get that pump, and you can really pull the muscle in. It just looks different compared to when you just do a lat spread. And like I said, this is Julie's all the way. She really takes this one. Now here we have is tricep, and the slight edge goes to Fabiola. I think, like I said, you see how in the lower part of the shoulder, how the muscle cuts deeper under the under the shoulder, under the tricep, compared to where Fabiola is not as deep in the cut. I think she probably need to work a little more on that side of her body. I think there's a lot of things that she could have did better. But it's just Fabiola, like I said, was more had more of the aesthetics compared to Julie. Now here we have a nice bicep, and if you go with overall size, you have to really go with Julie. Julie has much more better size compared to Fabiola. I think Fabiola had a way to go, but like I said, she was more the aesthetic type, while Julie's more the mass monster, you might well say. Here we have the glutes, and I think the glutes right here, I think this is probably one of Fabiola's, I mean, not Fabiola's, Julie's best glute shot. I was trying to find a good one with Fabiola. Looking, this was pretty the best one I could find. And, and like I said, she's a brunette, and I think, some women, some women, if they stick with the natural hair color, it makes them look more exotic, especially brunettes. Women with darker hair have a more exotic look to them. It gives them more, that kind of mysterious, kind of style to them. Everybody wants to be a blonde. It's a stereotypical look, But like I said, here I have to give the glute shot to Julie. And both these women are very, like I said, very pleasing. Like I said, Julie's more of the what the fans want to see, and Fabiola was more what the judges want to see. That's a difference. The judges want to see the women who are more aesthetically pleasing, where the fans want to see the women who are more buff, more mass monsters. That's what the ones they root for, and they're just kind of almost on equal scales, even though they competed somewhat in different points in their career. These women just have amazing physiques, and they just don't get as much attention compared to others because, as you know, if you're certain types of women back then were getting a lot of more of the press than others, and these are women who should have got a little more press. If they got a little more press, they probably would have got as far in their careers. And I think they are amazing. I really started, like I said, when I was doing a lot of research on a lot of these other ladies from Canada, I kind of bumped into these ladies by accident. I said, you know what? These are true Canadian women. So I'm going to say, well, this is going to be the ladies I'm going to pick. I know one did go as far in her career, and the other one, she did pretty good far, but then she made that little twist. And, I can understand that, because of whatever reason, she had a look and style. I think, that's why she made that shift. Now, said again, Julie, she had an injury around about I think 2013, 2016, and that kind of forced her out of bodybuilding. And Fabiola, about the same time, she decided to switch to women's physique. And I think that was probably a better route for her. She had more of she was more aesthetically pleasing. And I think the judges probably said that it was probably better for her, but she didn't do as well in women's physique as she should have. And, she eventually, like all ladies, when you don't do as well in a certain division, you can either go back the other way or just walk away. And they both, I think, are very, very attractive women, especially I think very pleasing looks to them. Now, most men would say, nah, man, they're not that attractive to me because you got that big muscle. But that's what you're looking at. You're looking too much at the muscle. You're not looking at the women. They are still women. They still, are beautiful in their own right. They may not be what you think is considered beautiful, but, there are men who find these women attractive. And like I said, like I made an interview with Nancy Lewis, she said that she likes when a man treats her like a woman, to remind us that she's still a woman. And women like this, they love it when us as men take a time and say, hey, tell you you're beautiful, you're attractive, treat you like a woman, open a door for you, pull a chair out from you, say kind words to you, remind you that you're a woman, even though you're an athlete, you compete in considered a very masculine male sport, but you just never forget that you're still a female. Now, Fabiola did get married a few years after she retired, and she's happy. I'm glad she found herself somebody who loves her as she is. I'm sorry, not Fabiola. Julie. Julie did get married, and she found somebody she loved, and she's happy. Fabiola, she retired. Also, I think she also has a family. I believe she has she's happy with that, and she found peace with herself. I think they're both back in Canada. And that's where they live in. There's Canadian citizens. So quite a few Canadians that move back to the United States because there's more opportunities for them here or whatever. But mostly live in Canada because it's where they're feel more comfortable at. And like I said, Canada is more, truthfully, Canada really does more for their citizens than the U.S. does. It's sad. You got to think about it. We pay a lot of taxes here, but it's just, as citizens, we get the short end of the stick. In Canada, their healthcare is practically free. They pay a high tax, but you know what? There's a reward we pay that taxes. Your healthcare is practically free. And you can go to a doctor, and you don't have to really have much of a bill. Yeah, you go to the doctor for a hangnail, and you paying pretty much a car note for just a hangnail. That's sad. But like I said, these are two beautiful women, two great competitors in their own rights. I think they need to get a lot more attention. I don't have a lot of social media stuff on them. I wish I did. But here you gotta do. Just the names are going to be in the title. All you gotta do is Google them. You can find pictures, videos. There's a lot of stuff on them on YouTube. Some stuff on other sites. They like I said, I think they had a pretty, even though Julie had a little shorter career compared to Fabiola, they had some great successes. I mean, and very popular women in their own rights. And I think Julie did a little more video stuff because I was doing some research. Fabiola also did some stuff. They also did some commercial stuff here and there, especially in Canada. I think because Julie, she spoke French. She's French Canadian, and she did some commercials, up in Canada and around the French Canadian, around Quebec. But like I said, check out these ladies. Give them, recognize if like this. I know if anybody who is from Canada, especially around the area, if you can possibly get in contact with these ladies, I would love to do an interview with them. I'd love to talk to them. I would love to ask them how they, about their times in the sport, how they feel the sport is going. I'd love to talk to some of these women who are not as, well known compared to some of the others, like the Margie V's, the Hella Trevinos, the Alina Popas. I mean, just these are the types of ladies I would love to talk to because they've seen a lot of stuff and they've been in a lot of places. And like I said in the old say, I like to say they've been boots in the ground, 10 toes down. This is me on the way George Page. This is me all the way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Don't subscribe. I'm out.